I really could take up weeks on privilege, and I probably will, because this is kind of my only creative outlet right now, and I feel like most of it got taken away. Um, I feel like home doesn't feel like home, and it probably never will again, because I'm 37 living in a retirement home, and that's where I have to live until they have a cure for however the hell many diseases I have. Several just found in me, I'm sure. You know, like this Three Stooges syndrome in Mr. Burns. So let's talk about youth privilege. In Hollywood, once you're no longer young, you're no longer beautiful. In the real world, once you're no longer young, you're no longer useful. They shuffle you off to a home like this and never visit you. Now this home is quite nice, and I get visitors, but I'm young. Or at least my birth certificate says it is. My body's been through hell. Youth, for me, in this specific instance, is not a privilege. In fact, it's a liability. But for normal people, it's a privilege. I was just told by a 40-year-old who had been in love with me for 6 years that, and I finally fell for him, that he'd rather have, did I get it? Yeah. That he'd rather have the 24-year-old who had no interest in him. Now, truthfully, I think he just wasn't ready for a relationship, and I don't think he ever will be. But I can't compete with a 24-year-old. Even though she's not actually interested in him, I'm still out of his life, and she's in it. Because youth privilege. Youth get away with a lot. They're young and stupid. We forgive them for so many things. I recently reconnected with an old friend from college, and a guy got in between us, and she lied to me about the guy and said she wasn't interested in him, and they were just friends. And then I hear through the grapevine that they're dating and they're almost engaged, and I'm like, and then she's like, I'm sorry I fell in love. And I'm like, don't give me that shit, just be honest with me, just tell me that you're dating him, just be honest with me. But I'm willing to let her back in my life because she was young and stupid and hormones got in the way. But the friend who could only love one person at a time and chose her over me, I'm not ready to let her back in my life. Yeah, she was young and stupid, but hormones didn't get in the way. What the hell is your problem that you can only have one friend at a time? I will never understand that, because that puts a lot of pressure on said friend. A lot. Especially now that I'm sick, I need a lot of friends. So the young can get away with a lot. We can pass off a lot of our stupid mistakes because we were young and stupid, young and in love, young and whatever. The 24-year-olds are called Miss and I'm called Ma'am. There's a lot of privilege to being young. You're treated better. You're tipped better as a server. You're going to be more attractive. I will never look like I did when I was 24. Never mind the fact that I had long blonde hair back then. Even if I hadn't cut the hair. This face is nearly 40. And that's just a fact. I will never see 30 again. There is... The young are more attractive. And there's the encoded attractive privilege as well.